All right. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? End of this. Popping, what's popping? Welcome to the stream. I appreciate anybody who's already in this guy. What is going on? How are you doing today? I needed that. Sheesh. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let's see here. So we're gonna start with this. I kind of like the thumbnail. Let's go ahead and transfer into big head mode real quick. Let's go ahead and get this play on here. Let's go ahead and it would be kind of funny if I was like running this thing. All right, let's we're gonna yeah. Nah. I can't block when I do the run. I can't block his eyes. Yeah, perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get into this.
Do you want to know what freedom looks like?
Animals
Just
who have never been free before
when these animals
get
experience
free.
freedom for the first time. Watch them step out of their cages and into a new world full of freedom. This journey not only restores their natural lives, but also helps restore your faith in humanity once again. The female tiger has completed her rehabilitation process and is now a skilled and experienced hunter. It is now time for her to begin her new life in the wild.
She's like, what is this? Yeah, that's great. Wait, they all stood on top of the cars? What if she just turned around and wanted to eat
you? This thought it would be trapped behind the bars forever, so it couldn't believe its eyes when it saw it was back home.
That is not a possum, buddy. I don't know what that is, but that is not a possum.
The ocelot was injured and received treatment to restore its health. And now, the moment has come for it to return to the wild, which
it was so mad, and then it looked around and it was like, oh, hold on. I'm free?
One of the cruelest things fate can do is to take away the ability to escape from the fastest animals in the world.
That's crazy.
Fortunately, there are wonderful people ready to ensure that doesn't happen unjustly. This lonely hippo was rescued from poachers and brought to a wildlife sanctuary. It must have felt like it had stepped into hippo paradise upon realizing it was safe and the only male around.
That's crazy. Man, that's crazy.
Freedom was in sight, the rhino couldn't hold back its emotions.
The rhino was about to tear the truck up.
Run as fast as possible back to its home.
He said, let's go.
Rescued fox cubs run in the grass for the first time. This moment is priceless.
That's so crazy. They look so cool. Foxes are so curious.
This is the UK's first polar bear cub in 25 years, taking its first steps out.
Y'all seeing what I'm seeing? Why is that bear so big? This bear right here, this is the type of bear you never want to see in real life. You seen him in real life, probably the last time you don't see him unless you on the side of that cage. That bear is massive.
His first polar bear cub in 25
Look how
years,
big that bear
taking
is.
its first steps outdoors under the watchful eye of its mother.
That bear weighed like 7 tons. That bear weighed more than the whole pyramid combined.
This golden eagle was injured and fell onto a road in Arizona before being rescued and cared for at a wildlife rehabilitation center. After recovering, it was released back into the wild. It expressed its joy by majestically flapping its wings before disappearing into the stunning cliffs of Arizona.
I thought that was a falcon, not an eagle.
Because it was released so suddenly, the bear appeared extremely confused and anxious, not realizing that they had brought it back to its true home.
He said, who put me in this trap? Lucky I can't find you. Lucky I can't find who put me in here.
The bobcat has experienced freedom and ran at an incredible speed to return to where it belongs.
Goodness gracious.
Whoa!
No matter what type of cat it is, it's so fast.
The black-footed ferret was returned to the wild by this man after 2 months, and it took a long time for it to realize where it belonged.
He looks so scared.
This poor condor was released after many years in captivity at the zoo.
Condor?
Unfortunately, it took him a while to remember how to fly.
That's a vulture, ain't it?
Pigs
it looked like he's
intelligent and emotional
he was sinking,
animals.
Bruh. He ain't
Just
fly.
look at this mother pig and her piglets.
Why is that pig so big?
From a slaughterhouse. They were freed and are now happily dancing around.
Bruh, nah, these animals is not this big. He's almost as big as the horse.
This python thinks this bag is the coziest place ever, until it realizes it's about to taste freedom again, thanks to a volunteer.
Interesting. How many baby turtles do they got?
To
what in the world?
These turtle hatchlings, a non-governmental organization in Himchari has teamed up with local people to patrol the beach at night to collect turtle eggs. The eggs are
so weird because we're taking them out of their natural environment.
In the conservation center.
Just to put them back.
Once the hatchlings are born, they will be released back into the ocean.
That's fire. Look at them go. Sea turtles are awesome.
When a massive humpback whale drifted onto a beach in Argentina, people came to the rescue. About 30 people worked for 28 hours to get the whale back to the sea, and they ultimately succeeded. The whale swam away, and those onshore prayed for its well-being.
I know that whale was happy. That whale was like, I'm never coming towards the beach again. Appreciate you guys.
These wild coyotes were orphaned as pups and were cared for by local wildlife rescue teams until they grew up. Now, the time has come for them to return to the wild.
They over there taking off. They didn't waste no time. That man got stuck in the bush.
In the end, they successfully and emotionally rescued the beluga whale and returned
he looks like
it to its
big
natural
old fat
home.
dude with a small head. Oh.
The Texas Wildlife Conservation Society has returned the injured animals they have been caring for back to the wild.
Why did it look like
This
a sheep was in there?
moment is
He looks so
priceless.
happy. Look at him. He's like, oh, snap. Oh, I'm free.
Get ready, as they will be releasing nearly 1 million pigeons all at once. The pigeons immediately take flight, filling the skies over Portugal.
That's crazy. That is a lot of pigeons. Goodness gracious. That's crazy.
This elephant used to work in a circus in Thailand. Now that the elephant is old, it has been rescued and freed here by American animal conservationists. It is truly an incredibly emotional moment.
Free elephant.
That's crazy. Elephant been locked up in chains his whole life.
For these horses, they truly belong in the wild where they can roam freely, rather than in small farms.
Interesting. What do horses, like, how do horses protect themselves in the wild?
It's okay. Off you go.
He's looking around like, what? What is
The
this?
seal seemed to have trouble believing its eyes that it had been returned to the ocean.
That's crazy. Oh! Y'all over here trying to go back to the wildlife center.
May be wobbly and challenging.
Thank you for following Emily.
Yo, appreciate that. Follow Emily.
Them ahead.
Hey,
What's poppin'?
This guy
Welcome.
decided to release his American
I
kestrel
appreciate
back
you.
into the wild, even though they were close friends.
buddy,
He
I just
still
follow you
did
on
it.
Twitter, and could you
What
please give
man
me a
with
follow back
kind
there?
heart.
Yeah, I'll follow you when I hop on Twitter, for sure. For sure, for sure. I got you. But that's crazy. Big dog. That lion,
These
that tiger
critically
look crazy.
endangered Siberian tigers have been released.
And
back
y'all
into
just
the
standing
wild.
there? Bro,
We
why
hope
didn't
they
the,
will
what if the
thrive
tiger turn
in their
around and go to
natural
eat them, bro?
habitat.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all just standing there. Like, look how many people right there. Oh, it's a gate there? Oh, okay. It was a gate there. It was a
This
gate there in their
condor was
defense.
found with a severe injury, but today it's spreading its wings and flying again.
That's a vulture.
Just look at how happy it is.
That's crazy.
This bear was injured and had to be treated at a wildlife sanctuary for a year, but it never forgot its natural habitat. The moment it was released, it was incredibly happy. It's
That's
time
crazy.
to say goodbye. Thank you for taking the time
Animals are
to watch
interesting,
this
bro.
entire video. We hope you had relaxing and enjoyable moments. If you enjoyed our
W's.
video, please like and subscribe to our channel.
W's. All right, what we about to get into next? The aftermath of the 15 biggest explosions. All right, let's go ahead and get in big head mode and get this thumbnail. All right, thumbnail secured, nice and quick. All right. Let's go ahead and get in
This explosion triggered
15
a real
biggest
earthquake.
explosions ever
This
caught on
is
camera.
A second Hiroshima you've never heard of. And this blob of light can completely destroy not only Earth, but the whole solar system in addition. From faraway parts of our planet to faraway corners of space, get ready to see the most powerful and terrifying explosions ever caught on camera.
Here goes nothing. Oh, I'm still in big head mode. My apologies.
Accidental detonations are always unexpected and therefore one of the most devastating. Residents of this Mexican city of Tultepec have spent ages producing a thing without which we can't imagine any big celebration. No, unfortunately, that's not tequila. On December the 20th, 2016, at the San Pablito market, a young seller left for lunch while the goods for sale kept lying under the sun. In any other case, they would have just started to rot without causing a catastrophe. But the thing is, for the last 200 years, the people of Tultepec have been living off fireworks production. On that fateful day, around 300 tons of pyrotechnics went up all at once.
Goodness
40
gracious.
people died at the site, and more than 80 got injured. The explosion was so massive that it completely leveled the entire market. It took
That's crazy.
2 years to rebuild it. Local officials claim that after that fatal negligence, the sellers treat their goods and how they're stored with much greater care. But who can guarantee there'll never be another horrible firework tragedy in Tultepec? Residents of Lac Mégantic, Canada, didn't break a single safety rule and still were attacked by a fire monster. And that's not a figure of speech. On July the 6th, 2013, at around 1 a.m., the town suddenly heard a loud blast that sent a giant fireball sweeping through the streets. It was 3 times larger than the tallest central buildings, and its heat could be felt as far as 2 kilometers away. People
You can
were
feel the
jumping
heat from
the
that far?
windows, desperately trying to escape. But then the monster reached the town's sewers. Pillars of fire began erupting out of the storm drains. A really apocalyptic picture. Firefighters managed to get close to the disaster site only 20 hours later, and they had to replace each other every 15 minutes because of the heat and toxic fumes. When they finally defeated the fire monster, 47 locals were found killed, and the whole city center was practically destroyed.
That's crazy.
But what happened there?
Yeah.
Turned out that by some incredible consequence, the fire monster sprang to life because of a regular freight train. The lead locomotive had been having mechanical issues and had been just recently fixed. However, the maintenance team had used epoxy-like material that lacked the required durability. As a result, oil had begun to accumulate in the body of the centrifugal compressor, and that continued for 7 months until it finally overheated. Any train is bound to catch fire in this case, but on top of that, on the night of July the 6th, the tank cars were carrying crude oil. Its release and explosion produced the giant fireball that disfigured the town of Lac Mégantic. Just 1 month after the tragedy, the company that owned the rail line filed for bankruptcy. But sometimes, accidental explosions happen to be so massive that the people responsible for them don't get away so easily. In 2016, Chinese
That's
authorities
crazy.
arrested more than 50
2016.
Tianjin port executives and accused them of corruption and power abuse. Meanwhile, the local warehouse chief was sentenced to death. These are the consequences of human negligence that caused a real earthquake. Late in the evening of August the 12th, 2015, local
I was in
emergency
high school at
service
this time,
received
bro.
a call reporting a major fire that had occurred in one of the port warehouses. The firefighters rushed to the scene immediately. However, it soon became clear that they were totally powerless. The fire area was way too huge, but the main and worst surprise was only about to happen. At 11:30 local time, two tremendous explosions rocked the port. Every living being within a kilometer died immediately, and the shockwave tore open windows and ceilings 6 kilometers away from the blast site. More than 200 people were killed. More than 12,000 cars were destroyed. China's National Earthquake Network even registered these explosions as magnitude 2.5 and magnitude 3 earthquakes.
What?
The energy was equivalent to 27 tons of TNT,
What blew
which is
up?
more than the explosive force of the Fat Man, the bomb that had been dropped on Nagasaki. All of this occurred because of
What
containers
blew up?
with ammonium nitrate, a fertilizer heavily used in bread production. The investigation later revealed that the storage temperature in the warehouse had been a few tens of degrees over the acceptable limit. So this scandalous neglect finally led to their unavoidable detonation.
That's
the
crazy.
port of Tianjin was reconstructed in just 6 months. But then, 5 years later, a strikingly similar thing happened in Beirut, Lebanon.
This is the
time,
building that was
an
by the water.
ammonium nitrate
Yeah, I seen
blast
this one.
Triggered a magnitude 3.5 earthquake.
And that
It killed
explosion
at
was
least
freaking
210
insane.
people and made homeless around 300,000 more. The subsequent protests forced Lebanon's government to resign. But if humans are careless enough to let such dreadful explosions happen, what are they capable of when they want to blow something up deliberately?
Because these are accidents. What happens when they want to do it on purpose?
Nuclear explosions are scarier and more devastating than any other bangs you can think of. On August the 6th, 1945, one of them destroyed the Japanese city of Hiroshima. The mushroom cloud rose to a height of 7 kilometers, which is just a bit lower than Mount Everest.
That is insane.
80,000 people died in an instant. Some of them disappeared without a trace and left only nuclear shadows, body silhouettes forever etched into the city's surfaces. 3 days later, the city of Nagasaki was bombed as well. That time, the mushroom cloud reached 9 kilometers into the sky.
That is
The number
insane.
of citizens who died from injuries and radiation sickness exceeded 140,000 people. These horrible explosions pushed Imperial Japan to surrender to the United States in the Second World War. However, Little Boy and Fat Man are actually ranked among low-yield nukes. Their explosive force was 15 and 21 kilotons of TNT, respectively. The next bomb generation was carrying megatons. These are thermonuclear devices where atomic explosives are needed
Because we
to
really
create a
need this
fission chain
amount of
reaction in the
explosive
second
power.
part
We
of the
need
bomb,
this, huh?
which repeatedly
This is just
increases
crazy.
its overall destructive power. American scientists chose to test this kind of weapon at a safe distance from their own territories. It went to Pacific atolls such as Eniwetok. Little did they know that the consequences would be much worse than expected. On November the 1st, 1952, the military detonated the first thermonuclear device created by the United States, Ivy Mike. It was probably genuinely frightening to watch 10 megatons released into the atmosphere. The mushroom cloud rose to 37 kilometers above the ground, which is 4 times higher than the cloud in Nagasaki or Mount Everest. The blast drowned one of the atolls, while radioactive fallout spread over 56 kilometers around. The samples received after the explosion confirmed the existence of 2 new chemical elements, einsteinium and fermium. This result inspired the military and encouraged them to go on. But the next time, they made a grave mistake. The first test, codenamed Castle Bravo, was scheduled for
Thank you for
appreciate that follow.
following Alien2255.
Kaylin2255, welcome, my brother.
Hope you are doing well.
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you doing, my brother?
Hiroshima.
I hope you are doing well.
At
Welcome to the
KingOutlier, you're
wonderful
welcome.
stream. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Yes, sirski.
Glad to hear that.
Yes, sir. You already know it. How are you doing on this fine day?
2.5 times more powerful.
I'm also well, thanks for asking.
Yes, sir. That is what's up.
Mushroom cloud set a new absolute record.
We over here checking out these 15 of the biggest explosions on Earth.
Reefs chaotically traveled hundreds
And some of this stuff,
around.
the negligence on people's part for like buildings to accidentally explode is crazy, bro.
Japanese tuna fishing boat. All of the fishermen suffered from acute radiation sickness, and one of them eventually died. That's why the Japanese press called the Castle Bravo test a second Hiroshima. The U.S. government had to pay the victims $15 million in compensation. However, American scientists not only continued with the nuclear tests, but also decided to detonate another bomb 2 months after the tragic event. The fact that the new
the
device
US be
was
tripping out here
similar to
trying to
Castle
like
Bravo
test
in
these
terms of
bombs.
its yield
Like they
didn't
tripping, bro.
stop anyone.
Like
Even
we
though
don't need
Castle
these.
Yankee
Like these
turned
bombs
out
are
to
so
be
strong,
not
we
so
don't need them,
enormous
bro.
and
Like
yielded
dead
only
serious.
13.5 megatons of TNT. It surprised its creators with other unexpected problems. 4 days
BTW,
after
can I
the
ask you something
detonation,
about your
it
stream?
began to
Yeah, what's
rain
poppin'?
radioactive fallout on some parts
What would you
of
like to
North
know?
America. Mexico City was affected the most, even though the capital lies 15,000
that's crazy.
kilometers away from the test area. In the following years, local hospitals recorded a high incidence of cancer. Meanwhile, on the other side of the planet, the Soviet Union closely followed these advances and firmly decided to beat Americans in the nuclear arms race.
That's crazy.
On October the 30th, 1961,
This is all before I was born,
USSR
too.
Military forces
People doing this crazy
conducted
stuff.
a test of the most powerful atomic weapon in history. Dropped on the Arctic island of Novaya Zemlya, it was named the Tsar Bomba and yielded 58.5 megatons of explosive
Why would
energy.
we? Why
That's
would we
like
even need a
70 Fat Man
bomb?
bombs
That's
going
that
off
big.
above Nagasaki. Its mushroom cloud rose to an altitude of 67 kilometers.
That's crazy.
Detonations of Fat Man and Little Boy simply fade into the background. The cap of this devil's mushroom covered 7,000 square kilometers. This territory could easily fit Guangzhou, one of the biggest
That's crazy,
metropolitan
bro.
areas of China. The Tsar Bomba explosion was visible even from Norway, Greenland, and Alaska, and the shockwave it produced circled the globe 3 times. That day fully proved the Soviet nuclear capacity and showed that there's almost no upper limit to the violent power of such weapons. For this reason, despite the Cold War still raging, the
That's
world
crazy.
states with nukes in their possession soon agreed to ban most of these tests. But even the largest human-made explosions are nothing compared to what nature can come up with, or the universe, to be exact. Some of the most breathtaking blasts happen pretty detecting them every now and then. Jupiter impresses skywatchers not only with its legendary Great Red Spot, but also by showing them traces of brutal space attacks. By pure luck, one of them was captured by Japanese astronomers in 2021. At first glance, this flash seems incredibly tiny, but don't forget that the diameter of Jupiter is 11 times bigger than that of Earth, meaning that this little thing is nearly the size of our planet.
Yeah,
Its
that's crazy.
temperature reached 8,000 degrees Celsius, which is hotter than the sun's surface.
That's
and
crazy.
for a couple of seconds, the flash itself was 300 times brighter than our star. This memorable
Why they had to hit me with a
performance
flashbang
was
like that?
delivered by an
That was
asteroid
uncalled
no more
for.
than 30
That was
meters
so
in
uncalled
diameter.
for.
A typical Monday
What was your
on
question,
Jupiter.
Kayleen?
In 2009, astronomers
Kayleen?
filmed a half-kilometer asteroid crashing into the planet. Nothing special, just an explosion equivalent to 5 billion tons of TNT. That's like 85 Tsar bombas erupting at the same time. After this accident, scientists saw a new black spot the size of the Pacific Ocean that remained there for a very long time. If this asteroid had fallen in
it was all a gas planet. How's a black spot remain there?
Swept away by mega tsunamis. It's about time to thank Jupiter for having these dangerous space rocks all to itself. Back in 1994, this gas giant already saved us from a real planet killer, Comet Shoemaker-Levy 9. Jupiter pulled the comet apart and didn't let it shower us with 22 fragments, with the largest of them being 2 kilometers in diameter. That's 4 times bigger than the asteroid spotted in 2009. Jupiter's atmosphere heated up to 30,000 degrees Celsius near the impact site. Only blue supergiants are known to have a temperature like this, and their radius is greater than the distance that Jupiter covers orbiting the sun. What's more, the comet exploded with a flash, able to challenge the universe's brightest stars. For several months after the collision, we could see long dark blotches in Jupiter's clouds. They lingered there despite all the active atmosphere.
I wonder why that is.
Before you start typing your thanks to the brave camera guys for doing such a fantastic job, let's first learn their names. The most powerful explosions on Jupiter were captured by robotic space probes Galileo and Ulysses. But if flashes occurring on this planet can be more blinding than the sun, what may happen on the sun itself in case of a space explosion?
We wouldn't even want to know.
On July 14th, 2000, France, as always, was celebrating its main national holiday, Bastille Day. However, apart from
Well, I'm an artist looking for some commission. Any chance you would like to commission something for yourself, and if you don't mind, I would love to show you some of my work.
The thing is, on the holiday eve,
so you say an artist, do you mean like as in
magnetized plasma
you make logos and emotes and banners and stuff of that nature, or what all do you make?
This sparked power blackouts around multiple regions of France, leaving citizens unable to check the latest news and at least find out what happened. Battery-powered receivers didn't help much, as that geomagnetic storm disrupted even radio signals. The number of heart attacks and strokes increased by 90% on that dreadful day. But if I were to pick someone or something that suffered from the solar storm on Bastille Day the most, that would be Japan's astronomy mission called Advanced Satellite for Cosmology and Astrophysics. Magnetic disturbance damaged the onboard control system, and scientists didn't notice the catastrophic changes before it was too late. As a result, the costly mission was sent tumbling into orbit. Then, 3 years later, the sun decided to freak astronomers out and unleashed a storm right on Halloween's Eve. We still don't know how powerful these solar flares actually were, since the equipment supposed to give us this information stopped at the maximum possible value and broke down. We can roughly imagine the force of the eruptions if we consider how fast magnetized plasma jets traveled from the sun to Earth. The way took them only 19 hours instead of the usual 2 or 3 days. Airports worldwide had to cancel hundreds of flights because of the geomagnetic storm. It also caused a system failure in Scandinavia, which led to widespread blackouts. Flows of charged particles significantly depleted our planet's ozone layer in the polar zone.
That's great.
And its recovery took 8 months. But the worst thing is that during the Halloween storms of 2003, several hospitals reported a sudden rise in child deaths, and no one knows why. Scientists believe that a relatively large explosion on the sun may be the end of our civilization that depends on electronics so very much. However, deep and distant space may throw an apocalypse for us at absolutely any moment.
Yeah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Scientists often detect massive explosions outside our solar system, and they're hardly similar to anything we know. These bursts can only be compared to the Big Bang that let the universe come into being. In 1604, German astronomer Johannes Kepler saw something extraordinary high in the skies. He saw a star in the constellation of Ophiuchus that hadn't been there before and carefully mapped it. Here it is, marked with the letter N. Kepler thought that he got lucky to witness the birth of a new bright star, but pretty soon it faded out. 4 centuries later, the Hubble Space Telescope captured only some peculiar clumps of matter in this part of the sky. The thing is, what Kepler saw wasn't a birth of a star. That was a disastrous death of an old one. When a massive blue giant runs out of fuel, it doesn't only vanish, it explodes with the brightness of billions of suns visible throughout space.
That's crazy.
But even though now we know what this phenomenon is, we keep calling these blasts novas and supernovas.
Yeah, but I do all
just
sort of art like a
Kepler
YouTube
did.
thumbnail
In
or
truth,
video editing,
people had been
logo,
noticing
banner,
interstellar
emote,
cataclysms
overlay set,
before,
character,
and they didn't
animation,
even have any
furry art,
telescopes.
concept art,
Scientists
website,
assumed
etc.
that this cave
We might be able to work
found
something
in
out
India
because
dates
at
back
this
to
very moment, I do want to
3600
go through a name change from
Nothing
KingOutlier to
less than a
MoonZone.
supernova
So I will be
explosion.
needing
I'll tell you more. Even the Star of Bethlehem could
I will be
a
needing
supernova. This means that
a logo,
these space
YouTube
blasts
banner,
might have influenced humankind's
Twitch,
history, and they may also put a
emotes.
stop to it. If a supernova explodes in the
And I
Alpha
think that's
Centauri
it.
star system located
Got all that
4.2
wrote
light years
down.
away from Earth, that will be a splendid light show. In a matter of days, the shock
I need a
wave will
YouTube banner, a
basically reduce our
picture,
planet
Twitch
to ashes.
emotes.
That's like detonating
Of course,
the
I can
world's
use the
nuclear
logo
warhead
for
stockpile
YouTube and
a few
Twitch.
100 times in a row. Luckily for us, there are no dangerous stars ready to become supernovas
Yeah, I need emotes.
near Earth so far.
Emotes, a banner, and a logo, low key.
Scientists occasionally detect such
We can work
things
something
in
out.
other galaxies.
Did you follow me on Twitter?
Over the last 20 years, Hubble captured
That's great.
5 supernova explosions in a galaxy named
If you have Twitter, just go on Twitter, type in KingOutlier, and we can
that lies
message through there and
140
work out
million
what
light years away from Earth. The
what
effects
all,
of the blast
you know,
look
payment and
impressive, even
what
from
all,
such amazingly
you know, I
long
need.
distances. This bubble is several times larger than the solar system, but aesthetic pleasure is not the main reason why scientists keep filming
I have some cool
supernovas.
packages for you which will cost you more cheap.
That's
a big bet.
This galaxy,
If you, like I said, if you follow my Twitter, we can go ahead and discuss. You can send me your packages or whatnot, Twitter, or if you want to use Discord, Discord's cool too. One or the other.
Explosion ejected matter into space at around 18,000 kilometers per second. This is
That's
I have
crazy.
Twitter, but can we talk on Insta?
faster than the speed of a
Yeah,
jet
my
plane.
Insta.
A
Let me
flash 5
get
billion
my
times
Insta real quick.
brighter than the sun struck the universe, and that's important. Type 1a supernovas like that always have roughly the same luminosity.
I don't know
which
if you're gonna
lets
be able to see this on the
astronomers
camera.
accurately measure
My
distances
Instagram's
in outer
MoonZone.
space and even calculate how
And
fast
that's the
universe
picture.
is expanding.
But just type in MoonZone and it has like 3 or 4
scientists
underscores
first managed
after
to
it.
record a unique and exotic
It won't,
consequence of a supernova
it won't focus.
explosion in the galaxy
Now, low-key can't get it to
Centaurus A.
focus.
This is the so-called light echo. Looks very
But just type in
similar to
MoonZone with a
circles
couple
on
of
water. Astronomer
underscores.
Luis Galbany suggests that such
And you should be
waves
able to find me. I got a red
carry
shirt on.
iron and heavy elements around space at
Something
high
of the
speed.
sort.
And
MoonZone
don't
underscore
forget that
blank.
we owe our physical existence to these exact substances. But even the influence that supernovas have on the universe seems less profound when you learn about other space explosions. In 1967, U.S. military satellites were closely watching the flares emerging on the planet's surface as a result of Soviet nuclear tests. And quite unexpectedly, they picked up a signal coming from a surprising source, from space. That was a gamma-ray burst. Just a couple of pixels on the tape, but they were enough to render astronomers speechless. If Americans would have sent someone close to the source to record it, the footage would have revealed a collision of black holes or neutron stars that produce
in the
narrow
world?
emissions as bright as hundreds of supernovas. Experts witnessed one of the most powerful gamma-ray bursts not so long ago, on October the 9th, 2022. And even though there are nearly 2.5 billion light years separating Earth from the explosion site, it affected us anyway. Nitrogen
crazy.
molecules in the upper atmosphere started splitting into ions under the influence of gamma rays. rays. At the same time, critical failures appeared in radio navigation systems. If this deadly ray had hit Earth from inside our galaxy, the outcome would have been pretty devastating. Paleontologists suspect that 450 million years ago, a gamma ray burst caused the late Ordovician mass extinction.
We can discuss further on Instagram and go ahead and work out a deal.
I just follow you. Kindly give me a follow back. So first I'll show you my work.
That's a big bet.
Unfortunately,
I followed you.
Unlike solar storms, there's no way to predict a lethal gamma ray burst as it flashes through space at the speed of light. It may be that a frightening blast has already happened, and the consequences are currently on their way.
That's crazy.
When they catch up with us, the half of Earth directly facing the blow would turn into one big photo film showing nothing except our imprinted shadows like those of Hiroshima. But while we're still alive, scientists are planning to watch one interstellar event live. Betelgeuse, a red supergiant, is about to turn into a supernova soon. By soon, I mean any moment in the next 100,000 years. A blink of an eye by the standards of astronomy. I'm not sure about you, but I would really want a picture of me standing against two suns shining in the background sky. That's exactly the effect Betelgeuse would bring once it becomes a supernova. And if we have to wait for another few thousand years, who knows? Maybe by that time, humans will find a way to send camera operators up there and get footage of space explosions. Would you like to get hired for this job?
Yeah, I'm going. Send me out there. I would totally do that. Alright, so that's my boy Macy. We gonna watch him last. So we're gonna go ahead and get into some most incredible military moments caught on camera. Let's go ahead and get in this big head mode, get this snippet going. We just gonna binocular that guy. You know, most magnificent military moments caught on camera. You feel me? Something nice and simple. Alright, let's go ahead and go back in the live scene and let's start this guy.
Norwegian anti-ship missile that can hit a target over 100 miles away.
Dang.
And a paratrooper in Alaska whose training jump almost ended in catastrophe. To a Russian ICBM that NATO has rightfully named Satan II, and a special mine-clearing device that looks more like a giant exploding fire hose. Here are some of the most incredible military moments caught on camera.
Interesting.
For a long time, the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard have struggled to manage China's vast array of lightly armed vessels and dual-use civilian craft. These boats are extremely agile, making them hard to spot, stop, and sink. To solve this problem, the DoD sank millions of dollars into the QuickSync program. Now, QuickSync is a low-cost answer to a major problem. Basically, QuickSync straps a guidance kit to a 2,000-pound JDAM, or Joint Direct Attack Munition. Because JDAMs are readily available and can be dropped by most military aircraft, it effectively turns any pilot into a ship-sinking machine.
That's crazy.
QuickSync bombs have three critical components: the guidance kit that steers the rocket, the seeker kit that tracks the target, and the payload that deals all the damage.
That's
to
crazy.
demonstrate QuickSync's abilities, the Navy arranged a live demonstration in the Gulf of Mexico on a decommissioned ship. The best part? They set a GoPro on board to capture the chaos. From the sky, you can see the rocket fly in and split the ship in two. A huge wall of water blocks the view, and by the time it dissipates, the ship is nowhere to be seen. It's that fast. The GoPro puts things into even better perspective. The missile is so fast that you don't even see it hit, only water spraying out of a hole in the center of the ship. Not long after, the GoPro falls down and into the water. A 3D rendering shows how the ship looked at the bottom of the sea after it sank. Normally, the Navy would deal with maritime ships with torpedoes launched from submarines. But those systems are far more expensive than QuickSync.
Take a look on your Insta, please.
QuickSync puts anti-ship
I got you. I'll take a look when I'm done doing my reaction videos.
Now we can attack hostile ships on two fronts, from underwater and
That's crazy.
high in the clouds. The K-300P, or the Bastion P, is a Russian
got a whole
coastal
truck
defense
with a big
missile
old
designed
nuke or
to
something in
engage
it?
surface ships such as battleships, convoys, and aircraft carriers.
Big
letter
dog.
P in the name denotes the rocket's
They
mobility.
don't even need
That's
that, bro.
because it's stored in the back of a truck and driven to
Bet,
where
bet,
it's
no
supposed
problem.
to launch.
Yes,
On September
Sirskis.
26th of 2018, the Russian
crazy.
military arrived in the Arctic to test some of their Bastion P rockets. When they launch, these rockets shoot straight up and then use thrusters on either side to correct their trajectory.
It's like
Here's what
javelin
that looks
missiles.
like up close
Like
and
big
personal.
upgraded javelin missiles. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, it uses it to like literally what? And then it shoots the cap off and that's crazy. Ah, bro. Some of the stuff that people have created, like, how did somebody create that? Like the one day that didn't exist.
The Bastion P's
and now that
maximum
exists.
range varies
It's crazy,
between
bro.
75 and 186
That's kind of
miles.
cool though. The
missiles
thrusters like
reach an altitude
line
of
it up. Yeah, the
46,000
thrusters
feet
like
before
line that guy
falling
up,
back
and then it
down
shoots the
and
top
skimming
off, and
across
then
the ocean. It'll
send
fly
goes
about
to its
16
location.
feet
Like,
above the water before exploding.
very
against its
unique
target.
innovation.
Now, while the Bastion P can do some
Crazy
damage,
all of the
it's
like
nothing
technology and
compared
work
to
we
the
put into
weapons Russia
creating
keeps
freaking
underground.
things that destroy other humans. It's crazy, bro. What is this world, bro? The stuff that like, imagine if we using our brain to like advance society. We're creating stuff like this.
Meet the Sarmat, an intercontinental
crazy,
ballistic missile,
bro.
or an ICBM, equipped with a thermonuclear
That
warhead.
is not a
This
bomb,
bad boy
bruh.
packs a 50
Like, they just be
megaton punch,
tripping,
which
bro.
is
What
like
is
50
that?
million tons of TNT
Bruh.
blowing up at once. There's a reason NATO calls
Yo.
it Satan II. The ordnance
It's a
weighs
so
over
much advanced
200
TBH.
tons,
Right,
is over
like,
100 feet
bruh.
long, and is roughly
It's so
10
crazy,
feet
bruh.
wide. It takes a
Like, we
lot
could
of
be
power
putting this
just
into the
to load it
innovation of
into a
human
launch tube.
society
When Satan II
for
launches,
advancement of
an
how to
initial
live.
burst pops it out of the tube. Then the bottom
But
cap
we're
flies off.
putting it
and
into
secondary
all this
thrusters
time
kick
into
in.
making these
This propels the
gigantic
rocket
missiles.
into the stratosphere, never to be seen again. Well, at least not until it comes down on the other side of the world. Let's see it all again in slow motion.
Yeah, that's crazy. Goodness gracious. It didn't even explode yet. That's just the effect from it taking off, bro.
The Sarmat
That's the
can
craziest
travel
part.
just over 11,000 miles, meaning it can travel from Moscow to New York City with room to spare. According to President Putin, it can carry up to 10
Yo, that
nuclear
sound.
warheads.
Yeah,
Let's
that
hope
sound was
Satan II
crazy,
stays
bruh.
underground where it belongs.
Yeah, that thing does need to stay underground where it belongs. I ain't gonna lie
Anti-mine
to you.
is a crucial branch of any military force. Nobody is better at it than the U.S. Army's amphibious assault divisions. That's thanks to the Mark 154 mine clearance launcher, the latest in minesweeping technology. Picture this. You're piloting an amphibious assault vehicle, or AAV, and approaching an enemy beachhead. You know the sand is filled with mines, but you obviously can't see them. Thankfully, your AAV is equipped with the Mark 154. You kick back and relax while a giant exploding fire hose does all the work.
Giant exploding fire hose. I'm confused. What's gonna happen? Okay. Is it gonna explode? But didn't it look like it was kind of close to the truck? If it take y'all this long, like, they just gonna run. That did way more damage than I thought it was gonna do. What the heck? Okay, I can see how that could clear mines. Never mind. I've been shut up.
Mine clearing line charges
That did
like this have been
that
around
didn't
since
look like
World
it was
War
that
II.
like
We've
just,
obviously made
yeah, that's
significant
crazy.
improvements over the years. In a nutshell, the fire hose looking device is a 100-meter string of C4. It deploys over a minefield and detonates on command, clearing a path wide
That's
enough
crazy.
to move tanks and troops through safely. Here's what that might look like from the driver's seat.
Well, we just seen the explosion. Oh, that was it shooting it out. And then it got this line connected to it. Interesting. Interesting. Mine
The Mark
clears.
154 isn't only for beaches. As you can see,
That'll
it's
clear
helpful
forest
whenever
and
your army
vegetation,
rolls
too.
up on an enemy minefield. Take this clip from the forests of Fort Stewart, Georgia, for example.
Georgia? How y'all blowing up Georgia, bruh? It takes so long for it to like deploy. I would like, won't y'all get hit with a missile? Very interesting. That explosion don't play though.
Of course,
That explosion do not play though.
Line clearing charges. Some
That do look
mines
like a
use
itty bitty
fuse
string.
mechanisms that detonate under steady pressure, such as a vehicle driving over them. However, the fuse locks when exposed to sudden shock, such as a massive cord of C4 detonating nearby.
That's crazy.
Belarus is a landlocked Eastern European country
It's hard.
sandwiched between Russia,
Facts.
Ukraine, Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia. For them, Independence Day is July 3rd, celebrating their liberation from Nazi occupation. The capital city of Minsk, home to just under 2 million
Minsk.
people, hosts the annual military parade. It's a big deal that requires a lot of
A military
practice.
parade?
So
Big
the
dog.
tanks performing in the parade will run dress rehearsals in the weeks leading up. On June 26th,
Military not supposed to be
2017,
parading.
one of those rehearsals
Y'all supposed to
went
be
awry
working.
when it began raining on the parade route. Someone should have told this driver to slow down a bit.
Boy, he doing like 200. How you? Oh yeah, bruh. He is fired, bruh. He is fired. Y'all are on a parade day. You're in the military, and you done crashed the tank. Out of everything you could have did today, you done a hydroplane and crashed the tank and did property damage. You's bugging. Like, you bugging, bruh. He's fired. Cooked. Cooked.
Thankfully, everyone in and on the
Ahaha,
tank was
normal
okay.
day in
They're
Eastern
lucky
Europe.
this didn't happen on
Facts,
parade
bro.
day.
That's crazy.
For following the Dark
Yo,
Hole
the
UA.
Dark Hole.
Aftermath
Appreciate that
footage
follow.
shows the kind of
Welcome, my
damage a
brother.
speeding tank can
Welcome
do
to
when
the
it loses
stream.
control.
Yeah, that's crazy. Buddy done crashed the tank, bruh. He's fired, bruh. 1000% fired. That man is dishonorably discharged. Done crashed the tank on parade day, bruh. On parade
Not
day.
everyone is
It's
excited
crazy.
about the Independence Day parade in Minsk. Some question whether it's safe for 40-ton tanks to speed down the main road like that. They point to this video as Exhibit A. They also think the whole thing is a gross waste of money. While there are no exact figures, it's estimated that each parade causes $3 million worth of damage to the roads. After all, they weren't built for tanks to roll down. Then again, the U.S. spends over $2 billion on fireworks
Took the whole
every 4th
pole
of
out,
July.
bruh. Man took the whole pole out,
In
bruh.
mid-August of 2021,
What is that?
Hurricane Grace slammed into eastern Mexico. It traveled
Wait, the
across
hurricanes
country,
be having that much
weakening
lightning?
significantly before reaching the west coast. Eastern states suffered much worse than western states. The south-central state of Hidalgo got caught in the middle. After the storm, the Mexican military deployed hundreds of emergency helicopters to survey the damage and help the affected citizens. On August 26th, one of those survey missions went horribly wrong when a naval helicopter fell from the sky and crashed into a bus.
Dang. The winds were too strong. Oh. They're lucky that didn't explode. Where's the kill switch? You should have been hit the kill switch.
Look at how the blades shatter like glass when they hit the ground. There's no telling how
They're lucky
far
that
they
didn't
flew or how
explode.
much
That was
damage
mad
they
lucky,
caused.
bro.
Thankfully, the bus cleared
thankfully
the
they
danger zone
lived.
seconds before the blades started ripping apart everything in sight. And we're not sure what caused the helicopter to crash. According to some reports, the chopper experienced some kind of equipment malfunction. Thanks to the
And these
pilot's
people
quick
recording, they in
thinking,
danger because them
everyone
propellers
inside
start
was
breaking,
okay.
boy.
They were
Hey,
treated for minor cuts
that
and
stuff get to
bruises
flying
on the
around
scene.
and hitting you and stuff.
The history of paratrooping goes back to the mid-1940s, when a platoon within the 29th Infantry Regiment became the first official paratrooper unit. Airborne divisions have been dropping into enemy territory ever since. Of course, paratroopers go through relentless training before ever experiencing the real thing. On March 8th of 2023, an airborne division in Alaska flew up for a routine test jump. A soldier named Josh stepped up to the door and jumped with his fellow paratroopers. Unfortunately, his jump didn't go very well.
Oh shit. You see that guy right there? That's oh shit.
That's crazy. That man barely got his second parachute off, bro. He know that was scary.
Josh pulled his reserve chute at the last second after his main one failed. He landed safely on the ground.
That's crazy.
But probably needed a few minutes to relax.
And he needed a couple of changes
of
pants.
Careless or improper packing, poor body position during deployment, or faulty
equipment. It just
equipment.
looks so rough when you land with the parachute,
fails,
bro.
Jumpers are taught
just
to
crash
cut it
into
away
the ground
immediately to deploy their reserve chute safely. In this video, Josh seems to have cut the main chute just enough to deploy his reserve before hitting the ground.
That's crazy. He know he was scared. He was peeing his pants. He's like,
is precisely what it sounds like.
Cut this,
it's an
cut
anti-ship land attack
reserve chute,
capable of
like,
taking
you know
out
he was
enemy vessels
panicking.
from 100 nautical miles away.
That's
Kongsberg
crazy.
Defense and Aerospace, a Norwegian company that specializes in
The
anti-ship
amount
missiles,
of military
builds and
technology
sells
that we
them to the
possess
US,
is
Japan,
insane,
Canada,
bro.
Australia, and Spain, among other countries. On June 24th of 2015, Kongsberg demonstrated how effective their NSM was. They locked onto a distant frigate, armed the warhead, and fired. Let's see how accurate this thing is.
3, 2, 1, fire. Everything.
Let's see that
RIP to
again in
that
slow
bow.
motion. The missile comes in from the right side of the screen. Once it makes impact, parts of the ship get scattered
That's
into
crazy,
the ocean.
bruh.
From a distance, the size of the blast becomes even more apparent. The NSM uses inertial GPS and terrain reference navigation to lock onto and destroy its targets. The frame and high thrust-to-weight ratio also makes the missile more maneuverable than others. And
That's crazy.
because it can travel so low to the water, it excels at avoiding enemy air defenses. The NSM can also maneuver around physical obstacles to strike targets on land. In other words, this thing's like Yondu's arrow, but if the arrow carried a 260-pound warhead.
Goodness gracious.
If you've ever seen a World War II paratrooper movie, then you've seen static line jumping. The US military has used this technique since the 1940s to deploy paratroopers safely, effectively, and rapidly over a battlefield. The static line is a cord connecting the jumper to the aircraft. In the footage, you'll see yellow lines coming off their deployment packs that connect to a rail above the door. As the paratrooper jumps, the line pulls taut and deploys the parachute. All the jumper must do is navigate to the ground and rely on their training to land safely.
That's crazy. Everybody's like parachute pulls so close to each other. They can just drop a whole multitude of people instantly. And they timed it perfectly so they're not gonna run into each other. Ah, he's getting pulled. That's crazy.
Went pretty well, sir. Went pretty well. Loved it.
Very nice.
Did you land nicely?
You can say that. All okay, ma'am. All okay.
Before these guys
You
jump
say
from
you
a
can
real
say
plane,
that.
they'll undergo between 4 and 5 hours of ground-level training. The key is body position. If you don't leave the aircraft properly, you could end up like this Mexican paratrooper. Let's just say he had the spins.
Oh, he got stuck. I don't even like, what do you do in this situation? How do you help him? Does he have to cut himself off and do his reserve shoot, or like oh my gosh. Like, did he live?
And we're not sure how long this poor paratrooper kept spinning outside the plane. Imagine being stuck on an endless carnival ride several thousand feet above sea level. It's enough to make a battle-hardened paratrooper sick to their stomach. According to reports, they were able to pull him back inside. We're just not sure how. Hopefully, they had water and crackers to calm his stomach.
That's crazy.
Of all the secret weapons the government works on, the railgun has become one of the most infamous. They were technically first invented over 100 years ago, and since then, they've come quite a long way. The railguns we have today are basically massive cannons. They use electromagnetic pulses rather than gunpowder or chemicals to launch a projectile. And launch is an understatement. These guns can fire a non-explosive projectile over 100 nautical miles at speeds reaching Mach 6. That's over 4,600 miles per hour.
They tripping.
Here's what that looks and sounds like in action.
That's crazy. It instantly ignites whatever it touches.
Now, railguns don't fire an explosive round because they simply don't have to. Instead, they fire a solid projectile that relies on pure kinetic energy to obliterate whatever stands in its way. A railgun is a big electric circuit containing 3 crucial parts: a power source, 2 parallel rails, and a conductive projectile.
Did you see it
First,
bend?
they'll run
It literally
millions of
bends
amps through
the
the
air
rails.
and everything
The
around
current
it.
travels up and down the positive and negative arms, creating a powerful electromagnetic field that launches the projectile at mind-boggling speeds. As of today, railguns are in the R&D stage. We know how to make them and why they work, but we don't know how practical they are. The biggest challenge right now is durability. Nobody has demonstrated the ability to fire multiple high-powered shots without frying the whole thing. Remember, a million
crazy.
amps is a lot of power. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, be sure to click the link.
That is definitely crazy. Alright. Last video. Of course, we're going to be watching my boy Macy J. Alright. Gotta get the thumbnail. Let's go ahead and hop in big head mode. I feel like we just gonna mouse and keyboard this. Like, we just gonna love mouse and keyboard. Yes, sir. Whoops. Oh. Alright, let's go back to live scene. Let's get this started. Let's see what my boy Macy J's out here doing. Macy J is such a smart tactical player, bro.
It's kidded.
Okay, so he knows his kid immediately. He knows he has no Thatcher immediately.
It's
How does he handle this?
Listen, I'm gonna work the hatch. Since the wall is electrified, I can open the hatch, we can clear the batteries, and then I can get the main wall and we can go from there.
Okay.
As the player with the diffuser, I think this is a wise strategy.
Okay.
Alright, hatch is open.
Okay. Okay, nice patience.
That's Bandit. Alright, I'm gonna go get the main wall now, and then we could probably work a smoke plant.
See, this is the tactical part that I be missing.
If you stay on the hatch, that's a good power position to cover the diffuser.
You located a bomb.
I'm droning sight. I'm gonna relay some information before you go running in. A zombie's in kitchen. One's close to the yellow door. Close to the yellow door. Dead.
Ooh. That's probably what happened to me just now.
I couldn't get the plant off. He pushed up across the hatch and denied the plant. I'm gonna try and retake hatch and maybe get a pick if he doesn't rotate off.
Yes, sir.
One's radio.
Let's find those sheep.
These angles. That angle
That's
is
radio.
crazy.
Last one's in kitchen sounds or security. I can rotate back and plant the bomb safely behind the wall. All you need to do is cover the push.
One friendly operator. Seconds remaining. Bottom.
Ah, nice try.
Good try, guys. It was a
He couldn't hear.
close round.
The diffuser has been disabled.
Oh my gosh, that melted so quick. He's on the balcony.
And they're long haul. Dude, if I die singing up one more gadget.
In 90.
They're in sight right now, but it's blitz.
Also blitz on site.
Yeah.
Blitz behind bar.
Loading your mag.
Blitz is on your flank, Matt.
Blitz coming for you.
2 on Matt.
He's not nice, though. Oh, no, that's the blitz.
Amazing.
Rotate, rotate. Last is rotate.
We got diffuser, by the way.
Amar's by...
Do I go below?
In aviator. Possibly study.
Awesome. Being spotted by a scan.
In bar.
Where's the
Grab the
diffuser?
He's got diffuser. He's going to the side.
In aviator. Planting 5.
I can't find the 5 ping. I don't know where it is.
Let's go.
Hey.
Nice job.
Mission successful.
Hey.
Someone shield on
Alibi went down. Alibi went down, Brad. Alibi went down.
Alright, that jammer's gone. Look at that.
Yeah, the sense is going crazy here. Oh, he was before he did that dumb shit.
Alright, Roy's in. Oh. Nade out. Plant going down. There's a minute 40 left. Gridlock on the rappel on 90. Lion holding the flank for the red cross. And Lion watching the same thing, but the flank comes down. Comes down.
Those are still watching. Those are still
45
watching.
seconds on the board. Lion scan goes out. Steady door goes out on the BCJ. On the diffuser. Oh, but he wins the engagement. Bullets go down. Lion at 1 HP. Looking at zombie right now.
Coming
Making
from,
30 seconds left on
What
the
a
board.
zombie.
Making a 3v1. Alibi all up to you, buddy. But gets killed on zombie door. Gridlock going into pool table. But wait, we have Osa with the shield in the post-plant predicament. There's no way that this Alibi can cross towards Skull right now. Make that 10 seconds left on the board. Can she clutch it? Can she not? With Gridlock on the cross on the plant, but no, she decides to go to zombie door. Macy with the patience right now. Knee fires, no shots in, but Alibi already lost the round. At this point, he's playing for KD. And guess what, team? Your boy Roy and Macy J win the game, and they win. Invitational! They went outside!
Your boy Roy.
Nothing is happening. And
Hilarious.
It's so much commentary.
Right.
4 last operators
Upstairs
standing.
last.
Planning.
That shit was crazy.
On east, he's on east.
Diffuser is
Okay,
online
he's
and
stairs,
active.
Ash.
I'm piping.
Down to 1 friendly.
Ooh, outplayed.
That was a crazy fucking play.
Outplayed.
I love doing that shit.
Outplayed.
Alright, it's dying.
Swapping mag!
Oh, that's an alibi. Don't shoot that.
Reloading. Cover me.
Nice.
Bomb has been located.
I do have dining control.
Does anyone have smokes?
Planning.
There's no
Where
way.
are you planning? Oh, the window.
In front of the window.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna help you play post.
To the shot.
Do you have a claymore for trench?
One's left side rotate.
Claymore mine is ready.
That's crazy.
Under rotate.
Nice. Down him. Huge. On the rotate.
Office
Nancy?
for
On the
ping.
right
Go
side now, right side
backwards.
window.
Master door.
Get your content.
It's too smart.
That's
Too
easy.
smart.
That's insane.
I really
love
love.
this angle.
I really love this minimalistic approach.
That shit is crazy.
We got the Banshee. We can see it open, hear it open, and then just whoosh, peek off of that.
Nothing. I got you. He's in the stairs.
Loading new mag!
Just survived 20 seconds, guys.
This is a perfect time to be Melusi.
Right.
Go jump.
Down to 15 seconds.
Just yeah, exactly.
Ooh. 3 P's.
What'd I say? Best time to be Melusi.
3 P's.
Joining trench right now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, he's mad. Check your corners, buddy.
Is anybody trench yet? Is that trench dead?
Hey.
Top trench, he's like above. I think he's like right above where smoke is, like just staring at you guys.
That's crazy.
Oh,
A win's
That's
a
crazy.
win.
Successful.
Hey, a win's a win, huh?
some of you may die. This is a sacrifice I am willing to take.
He accidentally fell.
I wasn't ready for the swing in. I was on drone.
I lost my drone. Somebody just shot it.
You try, if you trust me.
Their piano's
I trust
fine.
you. Yeah. Are you gonna smoke it first or?
No, because then I can't cover it.
Okay.
Crossing right now, 2 people. On the library.
Now secured.
You're good. Nobody's below.
One's close.
They're
swinging.
coming to run, but I think you're good. He's gonna try and shoot you right now from below C4.
Diffuser is
Ooh.
Jumping out the window. No, never mind.
1 friendly operator remaining.
One's below. Looking at the window. From below in piano. 2 below. 1 going yellow window. Dock yellow. 1 on the diffuser and 1 below watching the window swing. Both from below in piano.
Fire it.
Might jump out your left.
Nice. Piano closet. Two people.
Fire it.
Just
4 last
guys,
operator
yellow.
standing.
Going back
Right,
piano.
right.
No, you're good. He has no time. He's downstairs.
He's in
Going
piano.
yellow. He's going yellow. Nice.
Too smart.
Op 4 eliminated.
Too smart. Too smart. Bro, you watch this man's playing chess the whole time, bro.
the audio because I just got a nasty clutch.
That's crazy. W Macy. All right, guys, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for us today. We are gonna go ahead and get these videos edited and get them posted out to the internet. I appreciate you guys for spending this lovely time with us. Kayleen, if you're still here, I'm about to go ahead and check out what you got for me on Instagram, and we'll be in communication with you know, our next steps moving forward. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all be blessed. Stay up. 222 the gang.